Hello, Hera. So, I need some help. I usually go to the animal grocer down the street to buy my favorite bags of treats, Better Treats. As you know, Better Treats only sells their treats in assorted sizes, so I really don't care how big the individual treats are, only how many treats there are in each bag.
Hans, why is this important?
Well, I always eat one paw grab's worth of treats at a time. But if there are too many treats, I get a tummy ache. And if there are too few treats, I always want another paw grab, which is also really not good for my tummy. By the way, I have noticed something curious. Better treats are always sold in 20-pound bags, but when I grab a paw full of treats from a bag, the number of treats is not always the same. Can you tell me how many treats I should expect per paw grab?
Happy to help, Hans. I'll get a fresh bag of better treats and check out how many treats you can expect per paw grab. Well, Hans, you were right. The size of the treats varies, so the average number of treats per paw grab will differ. I found this cup to simulate how many treats you would get in one paw grab and used it to take a bunch of samples from the Better Treats bag. According to my calculations, there is a 95% chance that a cup of treats from a Better Treats bag will contain between 34 to 66 treats. This means one cup could have 34 treats, or 35 treats, or 36 treats, all the way up to 66 treats per cup.
So, does this mean that there's a 95% chance that the average number of treats in a paw grab from the Better Treats bag would be anywhere between 34 to 66 treats?
Good question, Hans. This is a very common mistake both dogs and cats make. The 95% chance that I calculated is based on the assumption that if I used the same cup to get a sample from the Better Treats bag 100 times, 95 of the times the number of those treats would be between 34 to 66 treats. In other words, I am confident that 95 out of 100 samples from the Better Treats bag would contain between 34 to 66 treats. In statistics, this would be called a 95% confidence level, the 95%, with a 95% confidence interval, the interval being the range of 34 to 66 treats, where 34 is the lower limit of the interval and 66 is the upper limit of the interval.
That's great, Hera. Thank you. But now I have another question. How would a confidence interval change if I decided to use a lower confidence level or a higher confidence level?
Another great question, Hans. Think about it this way. If you sampled an entire bag of Better Treats and never got below 25 treats and never above 75 treats per paw grab, you could be 100% confident that any paw grab would contain any range of treats between 25 to 75. However, if you want to narrow your range, let's say to a range of no less than 40 and no more than 60 treats per paw grab, you would probably agree with me that your confidence of getting such a range is less than 100%. So, if you are willing to decrease your confidence level to, let's say, 90%, your confidence interval will narrow and you could expect a narrower range of treats. Instead of expecting a range from 34 to 66 treats per cup, a range of 32 treats, you can expect to get 37 to 63 average treats per cup, a range of 26 treats. Your lower limit will have changed from 34 to 37, and your upper limit from 66 to 63 treats per cup. However, if you increased your confidence level to, let's say, 99%, you would get a wider confidence interval. Every paw grab may now range from 29 to 71 treats, a range of 42 treats. If you compare this confidence level with that of 95%, your lower limit of your interval went from 34 to 29 treats per cup, and your upper limit went from 66 to 71 treats per cup. Ultimately, you must think about the consequences to your tummy. Since you don't want to risk too few or too many average treats per paw grab, you will have to decide which confidence interval is best for you.
Okay, Hera, thank you. I think I'll stick with the 95% confidence interval.